Alyssa Therese Joaquin, 25W836204.
Good morning, Your Honor. Well, good afternoon, Your Honor. Michael Crawford, representing Ms. Joaquin, stands to motion.
Alyssa Joaquin.
You recommend a fine of $500? Does their civil infraction call for a $500 fine?
Yes, Your Honor, through
That ordinance says you can fine $500 on a civil infraction?
up to $500, yes, due to the circumstances.
What are you doing?
Sir, I am pleading
Were you the one that was all emotional last time, or were you the one in traipsing in here with a police officer outfit?
Sir, I came just from duty. I am a police officer, sir.
I know. Why would you be doing this?
My daughter is very ill. She has surgery next week. There's a lot going on that I don't think has been explained.
They're really charged with parental
Hang on,
responsibility.
your appearance?
Your Honor, Josh West appearing on behalf of the city of Woodhaven.
Well, wait a minute. Was your child not going to school because the child was ill? Or was the child not going to school because you weren't making the child to go to school because you didn't want to deal with the fact that you're going to have a struggle with a young child that didn't want to go to school?
No, sir, my child is ill, sir. She has surgery scheduled for the 27th.
How many times did your child miss school?
Quite a lot, sir. But I have documentation.
Listen. This is not going to be the biggest case I've ever seen.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
But it's important.
Yes, sir. Of
It's
course.
important to get our kids to school.
Sir, yes, sir.
They don't graduate from high school, they got no chance. They
Sir, yes,
better
sir.
they better be the grandchild of a trust fund baby. They better be a trust fund baby, or they better win the lottery, or at minimum they better marry a heart surgeon.
Completely understand, sir.
Okay, so wait a second. Let's stop a second. Just let me finish.
Yes, sir.
You're making statements now that are making it sound, and if I'm wrong, I'll apologize. You're making it sound like you didn't do anything wrong here, that you have an ill child. Am I reading you right, or am I reading you wrong?
You are completely correct, sir.
So if this child has been missing school because there's excused absences, and I don't care if she's a police officer, a firefighter, the worst criminal in the world. I mean, we can't have people pleading to things if they did nothing wrong. And I can't imagine a scenario where if somebody's child missed many school days because of an illness that's requiring a surgery, and she's been battling that, or he's been battling that, or whoever's been battling that, they shouldn't have to plead to anything, including a civil infraction. On the other hand, if the medical condition just arose in the last 2 months and the child wasn't going in September, October, November, December, well, then we got some talking to do.
Yes, sir.
So, am I missing something here, guys?
Well, Your Honor, it is very true that her child is suffering from a significant illness that is still ongoing, and yet.
When did it start?
This started back in the summertime, September, right around the time that the school year started. Everything.
How many days did the child miss, Mr. Prosecutor?
There were several days, Judge.
How many? Several.
I can ask the lieutenant.
Why don't you get him in here? Did the child miss days last year? How old's the child?
My child is 11. She was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, where she wasn't being able to walk. She was in physical therapy, and then
was that last year too?
That was last year. Then during the summertime, she developed the GI issue that we don't know if it's connecting or whatnot. But she has a surgery with a scope. They're trying to figure out what's going on.
This is from. Okay.
So they don't know if it's something related or if she's got a genetic condition going on. My other student, my other child, I mean, he's on the honor roll. He is on perfect attendance. It's her that has been having the ongoing.
I can't imagine. Yeah.
I've met with the principal, sir, and I've had, medical plans and emergency plans, and they were even going to call for an ambulance at the school at one time. And just one day I was hit with a letter stating that I guess her father, which He has nothing really to do with her. Called the school saying she's making it up.
Nice.
And that's when they sent me a letter.
Can you tell me?
Yes, Your Honor, I can tell you now. I did talk to my officer in charge, Lieutenant Toller. The child has 38 unexcused absences from the beginning of the school year until the end of January of this year. We also called the school today, and the child has been out of school the last 6 days. So the people do have concerns about the unexcused absences, Your Honor.
She does have another doctor's appointment later on today,
Where is
which
she now?
she's at home,
Where was she yesterday?
at home.
So she can't go to school at all?
No,
Do
she
you have
is.
letters from a doctor that tell us this?
Yes, sir.
Well, Judge, the defense attorney did provide some documentation. There's a letter from the U of M doctor saying the child can return to school as of December of this year. There's also another letter provided today that says the child can return on March 10th. The concern we have is the exact extent of what the medical condition is. And the defendant should be advised also that the school does provide teachers to go to the home to get the child's education going. And there's also so many alternatives to make sure the child is getting educated.
I have met with the principal of vice principal, I believe, they call Miss B. She never let me know anything about anybody coming to the house and doing any of that. We just set up a 504 plan, which I guess is an emergency plan. I do have a note from her primary care physician that says that she has an ongoing condition that we will not know any answers of until the 27th, until exploratory surgery. So she's going to continue to have flare-ups that are requiring her to not even be able to pretty much walk, get out of bed. At this time.
I know,
like
but
said,
you need to provide medical documentation.
I have that, sir.
There's 1 or 2 or 3 things that are going on.
Yes, sir.
If this child has missed that many days and it had to do with an illness, all of them,
Yes,
you
sir.
ought not be pleading anything.
Yes, sir.
If this child missed that many days and a good number of them had nothing to do with the illness,
Yes, sir.
I have a problem with you getting a deal
Of
of
course.
civil infraction. I don't care if you're a police officer,
Sir,
judge,
yes,
lawyer, doctor, dentist. I do.
Sir, yes, sir. Understandable.
You
And
don't
I
have to
agree.
call me sir, sir, yes, sir. I'm not in the military.
I'm sorry. It's just,
And I'm only telling you that I don't know what to believe here or think. It seems to me that if you got letters from doctors and took them into principals and took them to the police station or the prosecutor and showed them, listen, my doctor says this child could have only gone to school 3 times in the last 12 years when they didn't go.
yes, sir.
Well, that's not a big deal. But if they have missed, would you say 50 some days in a few months and the child's not going and the child could be going, we got a big problem here.
Of course.
I don't feel comfortable right now doing anything on this. I mean,
Um,
unless you're newer here for these, Mr. Hunt. If this is going to be your practice to give them, and that's fine if it is. If this is going to be your practice to give them civil infractions with $500 fines on the first offense, that's fine. I just don't want to see the next one, who's an unemployed fisherman, get the same thing. Or I don't want to see them get something different, is what I'm trying to tell you, like have to plead to a misdemeanor. That's all. I'm not suggesting there's any hanky-panky going on. I'm just telling y'all that if this can be your practice, no problem. But if you're not going to come in with these in the future, and I don't mean to be, I'm not insinuating anything. I just want to make sure. Because I've never seen one of these reduced to a civil infraction. I've seen them dismissed. I'm fine as long as we have consistent treatment. I'm fine as long as we have consistent treatment on 99.999% of this stuff.
May I say a few?
Sure.
Judge, there are, I believe, 2 or 3 other parental responsibility cases, and I've talked to Mr. Crawford. My offer is the same on all the cases today.
All right.
So I'm treating each defendant
Okay,
equally.
good enough. I got it. And I would think you would. I just wondered. I haven't seen these before. Ma'am, do you want to plead to this civil infraction?
Sir, I would like to plead responsible just to have it finished and over with.
To the charge of municipal civil infraction under 96-50. Is that just violation of parental responsibility? Makes it a civil infraction? Is that all that is?
Your Honor, I researched the code today while I was handling these cases. That's just a general civil infraction. The fine is up to $500 is the maximum fine.
All right, to that charge, ma'am, how do you plead, responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
Plea is accepted, $500. Now, please, in the original charge dismissed. Now, listen carefully.
Yes, sir.
That child needs to go to school.
Of course, sir.
I don't care how we get the child in school, whether it's online, whether teachers come there, I don't care.
Yes, sir.
And I wish you well. I'm sure that's a very difficult situation. Trying to deal with that kind of thing with one of your own children has to be horrific to deal with. We still have to do the best we can and make sure she gets to school, okay?
Of course.
And I wish you well.
Thank you very
Can you
much.
pay that today or do you need time?
Your Honor, my client needs a payment arrangement. We were going to propose that she pay $50 today and $50 every week until the balance is paid. And starting on March the 28th for the second payment.
$50 now, 50 per week. I'll start that beginning March the 28th. Good luck. Thank you very much,
Thank
counsel.
you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Appreciate it.